Dylan Harper just received an A for his rookie season. I think that grade is fair. But the more interesting question is what the grade forces the San Antonio Spurs to do next. Harper averaged only 11.8 points in 22.6 minutes per game, yet he still made first-team All-Rookie, delivered one of San Antonio's biggest performances of the first round, and finished the NBA Finals as the team's second leading scorer. He started the year behind De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle. He ended it getting the ball in high-pressure possessions on the biggest stage in basketball. So the real question is no longer whether Harper had a good rookie year. It is whether the role that helped him develop is already becoming too small. The A came from a recent season review by Pounding the Rock. But instead of simply agreeing or disagreeing with the grade, there are three things we need to answer. First, did bringing Harper off the bench actually help him? Second, did his playoff run prove that he is ready for more responsibility? And third, what still has to improve before San Antonio can trust him as one of its primary guards every night? Those questions matter more than whether he starts on opening night, because the Spurs are not choosing between starter and bench player. They are deciding how much of the offense Harper should control and how quickly they should find out what his ceiling really is. During the regular season, the limited role made sense. Fox had just received a major extension. Castle was coming off a Rookie of the Year season. Harper arrived as the second pick in the draft, but there were only so many possessions available for three guards who all do their best work with the ball. Harper started just 4 of his 69 games and averaged 3.9 assists and 3.4 rebounds along with his scoring. He was not being asked to organize the entire offense. He was being asked to attack when the opportunity appeared. Learn how to play without controlling every possession, and give San Antonio another downhill threat when the starters rested. And that part worked. Harper shot 50.5% from the field and converted 66% of his attempts at the rim. He did not get there only because Wembanyama pulled defenders away. Harper used strength, changes of pace, and either hand to find angles after the first lane disappeared. Even an early calf strain did not stop the progress. After the All-Star break, he averaged 13.3 points and 4.2 assists in 24 minutes, while shooting 56.6% from the field and 47.9% from three over his final 26 regular season games. The three-point volume was small, so we could not call the shooting problem solved. But it opened a much bigger question. What happens if defenders eventually have to respect him outside the paint too? That closes the first part of the evaluation. The bench role did not hurt Harper. If anything, it probably helped. He could attack second units, learn NBA spacing, and make mistakes without being asked to carry the entire offense. The league clearly noticed the progress. Harper appeared on all 100 All-Rookie ballots and received 93 first-team votes. But there is a difference between saying the bench helped him as a rookie and saying the same role should define him in year 2. San Antonio could still call him a promising reserve during the regular season. Once the playoffs began, that description became harder and harder to defend. The regular season numbers stopped being the most important evidence. One great rookie season can earn a grade. The playoffs tell us whether the player is ready for a different job. The first real test came in Portland. Wembanyama missed Game 3 of the opening round. San Antonio fell behind by 15 on the road. And suddenly, the Spurs needed somebody else to create offense. Harper responded with 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. He made 4 of 5 threes and scored 22 points after halftime. That performance helped turn a possible 2-1 series deficit into a win that restored San Antonio's control. More important than the box score was the way Harper reacted to the missing responsibility. He did not become more cautious because Wembanyama was out. He saw that the team needed more from him and immediately took on more. But Portland created another question. Was that just one great night? Or would Harper's game hold up once playoff teams knew exactly what he wanted to do? Oklahoma City gave us the next answer. In Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, Harper finished with 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 7 steals. His 7 steals set a Spurs playoff record, and he became only the second rookie since steals became official to reach at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals in a playoff game. The competition had improved, the pressure had increased, and Harper's impact had not disappeared. If anything, he was being trusted with more. Then came New York. Harper's minutes jumped from 22.6 per game in the regular season to roughly 31 in the finals. His scoring climbed to 18 points per game, his rebounding nearly doubled to 6.4, and he shot 49.3% from the field. The workload increased, but his efficiency did not collapse. That matters because rookie production can sometimes disappear when second-unit opportunities turn into playoff possessions against prepared defenses. Harper kept getting downhill anyway. He was not surviving on a lucky shooting streak. In fact, he made only 28% of his threes in the series. Most of his damage still came from pressure at the rim, transition, and activity around the basket. The clearest proof came late in the series. Harper scored 21 points in Game 4 and then led San Antonio with 25 in the elimination game. By then, the Spurs were no longer using him just to keep the offense moving while the starters rested. They were giving him the ball because they needed a basket. New York knew the drive was coming. The paint was crowded. The defenders were more experienced. Harper still found ways to get where he wanted. So we can close the second major question. His regular season efficiency did translate under playoff pressure. The role increased, the competition improved, and Harper still produced. That does not mean he is ready to run the entire offense. This is where the next test begins. Fox and Castle are still more advanced at controlling pace, manipulating help defenders, and organizing teammates over a full possession. Harper is already very good at beating the first defender. The next step is deciding what happens after that defender is beaten. Can he consistently read the second defender? Can he create an easy shot for somebody else instead of turning every advantage into his own attempt? If San Antonio gives him more second-unit control next season, his development cannot be measured only by points. The offense around him has to improve too. The same challenge appears when Harper does not have the ball. San Antonio is going to keep experimenting with Fox, Castle, and Harper together because the upside is obvious. All three can penetrate, all three can defend multiple perimeter positions, all three can initiate offense. Harper has even described the group as pretty unstoppable. But three talented drivers do not automatically create good spacing. When one guard attacks, the other two have to punish the defense without needing the ball back. That means cutting at the right time, relocating to open space, and making quick decisions before the defense can recover. And now we return to the shooting question from earlier. Harper shot 47.9% from three after the All-Star break, but on fewer than 3 attempts per game, and he finished the full season at 34.3%. So we do not know yet whether the late season shooting is real. That loop cannot be closed honestly after one small sample. But we do know exactly what the answer would change. Harper does not need to become an elite shooter. If he can stay around league average on greater volume, defenses can no longer leave him alone to protect the paint. That would make the Fox-Castle-Harper lineup much easier to use in important minutes. It would also make Harper even more dangerous next to Wembanyama. When Harper turns the corner, the opposing center has to choose. Step toward the drive, and Victor gets space behind the defense or around the perimeter. Stay attached to Wembanyama, and Harper gets a smaller defender near the rim. Harper can also grab a rebound and push the ball himself before the opposing big has time to find Victor again. That fit matters because developing Harper is not separate from building around Wembanyama. If Harper becomes a better shooter and passer, the same actions that improve his own game also create easier decisions for San Antonio's franchise player. The Spurs have time to find out, but they should not confuse time with a reason to wait. Harper remains under team control on a manageable rookie contract, while Fox is already on a major long-term deal, and Castle will eventually require another major decision. San Antonio does not need to rush Harper into the starting lineup just because he had a strong postseason, but it does need to learn what he can handle before those roster decisions become more expensive and more complicated. The question is not whether the Spurs can afford to be patient. It is whether another year with the exact same responsibilities would actually teach them anything new. That is why Harper's second-year role matters more than the word starter. He can come off the bench and still receive starter-level responsibility. San Antonio should use him as the primary guard when Fox rests, raise his workload into the 28 to 31-minute range, and put him in most closing lineups. That gives Harper enough possessions to improve as a playmaker without forcing Fox or Castle out of roles they have already earned. It also gives Mitch Johnson an entire regular season to test the three-guard lineup instead of waiting for another injury or playoff emergency to force the experiment. The mistake would be treating Harper's willingness to accept a reserve role as permission to keep his responsibilities unchanged. We already have three answers. He proved he could score efficiently in limited regular season minutes. He proved he could increase his production as the season progressed. And he proved that his creation and composure survived multiple rounds of playoff pressure. The unanswered questions are harder. Full-time playmaking, off-ball shooting, and defensive consistency. But those questions cannot be answered from the bench in 22-minute samples. The Spurs have to give Harper enough responsibility to expose both his strengths and his weaknesses. So the final grade is an A, not an A+. Harper has not yet shown that he can organize an offense for an entire game, sustain the late-season shooting across a full year, or defend with the consistency San Antonio will eventually need from a permanent closer. But an A is more than fair for a rookie who accepted a crowded rotation, shot above 50%, earned first-team All-Rookie honors, and became San Antonio's second leading scorer in the NBA Finals. The regular season proved the bench role could help him. The playoffs proved that the same role should not remain unchanged.
And that brings us back to the bigger question. Has Harper already outgrown the role that helped him develop? Not completely, but he is close enough that the Spurs need to start testing the next version of him now. He should open the season as San Antonio's first guard off the bench, one of its primary creators, and a regular member of the closing lineup. If the shooting holds and the playmaking grows, the debate will move beyond whether Harper deserves to start. The Spurs will have to decide which established player can still justify keeping him out.